Hey there, everybody. Happy Friday. Glad to be back here with you all today. D-Day for the Department of Justice with the Epstein files. We saw yesterday there was another, disbursement of photos from that came from what the oversight committee has been getting directly from the Epstein estate. You know what's interesting about that, you all? I saw that there had been something like 95,000 photos. I don't know if it was just photos or photos and documents that the Epstein estate has supplied so far or furnished, turned over. And of those, we're just getting a tiny, tiny portion. And from what we keep hearing, Robert Garcia has been sort of, the main spokesman that we've been hearing from the Democratic side about the production of these documents and pushing the DOJ to comply. But they're being extremely selective about what they have shown so far. And from what we understand, of those photos that the Epstein estate has furnished, there are apparently many that feature, I call him Sleepy D. There are many that feature him, and those are not really the ones that have come out. I'm wondering if, let's go ahead and go in and get to some cards here early on in the process, because I'm wondering if they are waiting until today being the deadline for the Department of Justice to comply, right? I'm wondering if I just want to see why is that, because clearly they've got images that are even more descriptive and than what we've been seeing, right? I want to see Spirit. Let's go right in. Spirit. Why is the oversight committee not furnishing some of the documents, some of the photos that are more indicative of Sleepy D's involvement with Epstein? Why are we not seeing more of those images? Because we keep hearing they're disturbing. We keep seeing so much that's disturbing. Why are they holding back? Is it because they want to see what the DOJ supplies? The Eight of Cups, well, that's holding back for sure. Why are they holding back? Why haven't they shown some of the more visceral strength? Okay. I feel like this is going in that direction, that they're going to use what they have to play hardball with the Department of Justice, with Pam Bondi and Cash Patel, to say, listen, you know what we got. Now, we've been waiting for you to do the right thing and turn everything over. If you don't, then that leaves us with no other choice. I think they're playing, and the Three of Pentacles, yes. There's a plan in place, you all, that if and when we know, I'm going to look at it closer, the Department of Justice is going to furnish whatever, redacted stuff, like not going to comply. But they are, rather than come out and show everything that they have, show their whole entire hand based on what they've gotten from the Epstein estate, they want to hold it to say, we've got it. So it's up to you to show, to go ahead and be honest and furnish it. Because if you don't, then we have to. And rather than appear that, we just went all out on the attack, we were simply trying to give the American people what you would not. That's how this Three of Pentacles feels. Spirit, am I right about that? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what's going on? The Five of Wands. Ooh, and look at that image. Yeah, that's what's going on. They're anticipating this fight with the DOJ. They are fully anticipating that the DOJ is not going to comply and turn those files over. Duh, we know that, right? And by the way, I just went right in today, fired up. If you haven't been here before, I'm a Fefe with Touch by Tarot and Beyond. I'm glad you're here. Subscribers, I really, really appreciate you. And members, mwah. Please hit that like button. It helps the algorithm and helps the videos get out to a larger audience. I'd really appreciate it. And of course, hit the subscribe button if you have not already. And that notifications bell will let you know whenever I post. All right. I want to back up for a minute now. What I really also wanted to lead with today is social media lit up late yesterday around Sleepy D being rushed to Walter Reed with a health scare. And people were like, hey, I got the champagne in the fridge. Should I go? Is it time? Like, is it really, really time? And then we saw a lot of, reputable podcasters, etc., people on the platforms saying, we're trying to see if there's anything to it. As of this morning, I'm taping this early around 9 o'clock Friday morning, that it had not been substantiated. But that man on Wednesday night, I call him Sleepy D. Many of you do as well. But he was on something. I don't know what they put in that IV drip in the hand or wherever he's getting it, but that was really, really interesting. And even we've had doctors coming out and saying, we're really concerned for his health. Clearly, visibly, this man is not well. Spirit, was there a health emergency? Whether or not he went to Walter Reed, was there a health emergency with Sleepy D since in the aftermath of that speech on Wednesday night? Did something happen to him? Did something happen to him in the wake of that speech? Was there a health scare or some sort of emergency that happened with him? The Nine of Cups. On a certain level, I feel like Spirit is saying, my guides are saying that was kind of wishful thinking on a lot of people's part, right? But there's judgment. Pluto. Wow. Yikes. A couple more cards and I'm going to tell you what I think I'm getting from this. Spirit. Is this the health emergency and the Fool? Walking a tightrope. And the Ten of Swords. Got it. This man is, I know we're all tired of talking about it, hearing about it, predicting it, etc. But that said, this man is so close. Look at that. The Fool. But look at him up on that wire, on that beam, right? Like one misstep and it could go a number of ways. We got Judgment that came first with it. And then I've got the Ten of Swords as the next card, right? The last card there. He's about to crack, like crack in a way that's can't be hidden, can't be explained, can't be covered up. And the thing is, with that Fool, remember, he did that speech because Susie Wiles has said, he's got to get out there and campaign. Like, everything's going to hell in a handbasket. You got to get out there in front of the people and start traveling and basically doing these rallies and campaigning. Went to Pennsylvania. It was basically a wash. So he said, okay, we're going to get you on national TV then and do your spiel, but keep it short. None of this long rambling thing. And he got on there like we saw, like that was something, right? The Ten of Swords is they recognize not only did he not complete the mission, right? He did more further damage to the mission. And he knows that. And the Fool is, he's on the precipice of just cracking. That's what Seven of Swords. Cracking. The lies have caught up. The lies to the public about his health, about his stability. Cracking wide open. Spirit, did he have a health emergency? Seven of Pentacles. He had to have some sort of assessment. I'm feeling, was it his blood pressure? Because whatever they gave him to get him amped up like that, was it his blood pressure? Knight of Swords. Something in his breathing? And the Emperor. Okay, that's him. Knight of Swords and the Emperor. Did he have an episode? And the King of Pentacles, that was a doctor or someone who was around him, because we were also seeing on social media, they were saying that JD got called to the White House. Like, we need you on call right now. Like, we don't know what's about to happen here. Did he have an episode in the White House and perhaps not taken to Walter Reed? Is that what happened? Did something happen to him? Eight of Wands. That, again, that feels like a buildup of pressure. of some sort, like blood pressure, blood, and the Page of Swords, inability to speak, or Ace of Swords. Notice all this swords energy, communication. I'm getting breathing, anything related to air, and how his body was responding. You know, they said that this venous condition or whatever he has is because the blood flow, and so there's some problems with how things are flowing throughout his body. There was something, because aces, when I get my aces, my spirit's saying, yeah, you know, we're onto something there. Okay, but we are in this together. That there was something happening there. And that Page of Swords is, and that, notice even that plane taking off. I think JD did get called in, and it was because they were like, oh, he's not acting normal. Like, he's acting even worse than what non-normal is. Page of Wands. They're and the Sun. Got it. Life. They're making contingency plans. They really do feel like to the extent that he keeps being pushed to get out there, combat the message, you know, distract, do whatever you got to do. He does not have enough in the tank. All this swords energy. He doesn't know what to say, how to say it. When he was pushed to do, you know, to follow the speech that he was given Wednesday, we saw how it came across. I don't get that he was taken to Walter Reed, but I do get that something happened to him, to Sleepy D, in the wake of that speech Wednesday night that had everybody alarmed, and perhaps coming up with some plans. What do we do? The Chariot. What do we do? Because we got to get ready for what Plan B is going to be. So, keep the champagne chilled, y'all. Or if you don't do the champagne, whatever. Keep your apple cider chilled, whatever. Okay, I'm going to put the deck up now. Death. All right? Entertainment purposes only. Not wishing nothing, but there we have it. It's the Fool. Remember that? Yeah. And I know some of y'all are going to get in the comments like, FFA once again, you know. But we see what we see, and there was something there, and whatever they gave him, I keep hearing blood pressure or something cardiac related, maybe hyperventilating, shortness of breath, passed out, perhaps. Something happened, and it's got them on alert that, okay, this plan that we have to really keep getting him out there, not so sure about that. All right, let's talk about a little more then about today being the DOJ is supposed to furnish whatever, all the files, release everything. The deadline was the end of the day. All right, I'm going to ask if they're going to do it. We kind of sort of know the answer to that, but then what happens next? And I'm wondering if Bondi and or Bondi-Patel are going to get held in contempt. Like, are they ready to buckle down? Is Congress ready to buckle down that far to hold their feet to the fire? We got the High Priestess, hidden files. They're not going to, right off the bat, they're not going to furnish everything as directed. The Empress, I don't typically see. That's not Bondi. I don't see her as an empress. I'm feeling like this is survivors, and those who know what's in those files, those who have seen what's in the files, and somebody's going to come out and say, this is trash. Like, this is absolute trash. What you're giving us. The Four of Wands. Yeah. Incomplete. So Spirit, in the wake of that, then, if they're not going to furnish, no surprise. If the DOJ is not going to furnish the files, right, in total, will they wind up getting held in contempt? Will Bondi and Bondi-Patel get held in contempt. Seven of Swords. So clearly, it'll come out that they've hidden things. This is a card of deceit, betrayal, things not being above board. Tricks and trickery. So will this prompt further demands from Congress? Will they go so far as to threaten contempt proceedings? Will they come forward with contempt proceedings? Seven of Pentacles. So they're going to say we have to take some time to review what was furnished. And the Ace of Swords. That's going to be their next plan. And as I open today's reading with you all, that also takes us back to Congress then saying, okay, then we're going to continue to furnish more of what we do have since you didn't. And there's no arguing about something being made up. This came to these things that they already have in their possession. The Congress, it came directly from the Epstein estate. Four Cups, Two of Wands, moving forward, and the Page of Swords, a new plan to push them, and the Ten of Swords comes back again. This is Bondi and the Moon, extremely stressed because what they are trying to hide, it's just delay. Like it will be revealed, point blank period. Even if, does this go into 20? I don't want to ask this. Bear with me, y'all. Does this go into 2026? Where, well, I mean, on one hand, clearly it does. We're almost at the end of December. But I mean, into 2026, where the DOJ comes under further fire. Will we see Bondi-Patel have to testify in front of Congress around what's being held back? The Star. Yep. Dang it. And I'm also feeling like a time frame, because the Star we know relates to Aquarius. So maybe around February. Queen of Pentacles. Now there's Bondi. I often get that around her. And that's also Pentacles, the files, the documents, the photos. And the World. Yeah. What's interesting, remember, over the summer we're hearing that Bondi had directed the FBI to start going through those files and flagging anything with Sleepy D's name on it, right? There's a completion cycle that happens, the world waiting to see it, the world demanding to see everything, but it's going to come because they're going to get called on the carpet. And I'm getting, is Bondi going to try and push it off on Cash Patel? Is she going to say it was his people who did this? Knight of Pentacles, slow rolling it. Ten of Cups, it was his people that did this. Two of Swords, deception. And the Ace of Wands. Yeah, I think this is going to really cause a problem between Cash Patel and Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi gave the orders over the summer for those files to get flagged, right? For what? If those redactions weren't being made, allegedly, supposedly, right? Gotta say it. But the Ace of Wands is like, that's a fire that's been lit, and they're not going to be able to hide it. I don't want to ask this, but I feel like this is just getting pushed further out. Two of Pentacles. And the Nine of Cups. There's somebody that joins in, and the Six of Swords getting pushed out. But the Nine of Cups, the will of the people, the desire and the demand to see it. The Two of Pentacles juggling between what was already furnished from the Epstein estate and what is being hidden from the DOJ, what's produced by the DOJ. So that combination, you all, says this goes into 2026. but this is not going to get swept under the rug, and this refusal to do it, and this is going to cause that Two of Swords. This is going to cause some major headaches between Bondi and Cash Patel, because Bondi is going to be, of the two of them, and you compare the two of them to who probably has greater favor with Sleepy D. Bondi, for sure. Bondi will fall on the sword every single time, for Sleepy D. But also, from what I understand, and the reporting that I found is, Cash Patel has a lot of backing from Stephen Miller. So Stephen Miller's going to be, in the mix as well, trying to defend Cash. Spirit. Will Cash Patel wind up losing his job behind this? Queen of Swords. This is somebody investigating them. Somebody in Congress coming forth and saying, you're not getting away with this. We're going to take you to task. There's the Seven of Cups. Because there's so much more out there. They cherry picked, or they will cherry pick what gets revealed. And there's this Queen of Swords, somebody in Congress that says, nope, you cherry picked it, and we're still coming after it. Will Cash Patel fall out? Will this result in Cash Patel's ouster? Will the Epstein situation result in Cash Patel's ouster? Ace of Swords. I'm gonna leave that right there, y'all. We'll look, but apparently this might happen. This might go into, according to Spirit, this might go into 2026. We will revisit it, but Sleepy D's gonna do whatever he has to do to try and save Bondi. Right? Bondi's his girl. She's up. If he was willing to turn on her, he would have done so before now. Because goodness knows there were plenty of reasons to do so. Dan Bavino already checked out. We knew that was coming. I read on that a couple of months ago. He said, listen, I could go back to podcasting and make a lot more money. So he's out. The co-deputy that got appointed, watch out for him. But the relationship, I forget his name, you all. Somebody can put it in the comments, please. But the relationship between this co-deputy director of the FBI that got put in there with Bovino, because they knew Bovino's days were numbered. He basically broadcasted it by saying, I came from podcasting. I'm going to go back to podcasting. We knew then it was just a matter of time. But that deputy and Bondi don't get along. They don't get along. And so that basically means that's going to blow back on Cash Patel. And he can't take it. He can't take it. All right. Last thing I want to look at today is keep your eyes on Sunday. Turning Point USA has already kicked off their, what do they call it? America Fest. Right? I think this is the 5th year that they're doing it. So they're America Fest. We had Erika Kirk show up in some sparkly sequin pantsuit number with the makeup. I mean, that Tammy Faye thing, she is nailing it. Don't know if that's her objective, but she is nailing that Tammy Faye thing. It's like Tammy Faye reborn, girlfriend. All right, do you. But she got up there last night. Apparently she opened it and kicked it off and said point blank, I will be, or I am full throttle endorsing JD, my guy, right? I'm endorsing JD Vance for 2028, all right? That can't feel good to Sleepy D either. Maybe that's part of what got his blood pressure going last night. All right, so we knew that was coming. No surprises there. However, as part of their days-long gathering, this America Fest, on Sunday, you have none other scheduled to speak. You have none other than JD himself and Don Jr. That's bound to be entertaining. And Tom Homan. 50,000 in a potato chip bag, Tom Homan, border guy. Yeah, Tom Homan is supposed to be a featured speaker as well. Why? Who came up with that idea? But for entertainment purposes only, going to be really interesting. Can't wait to do my taping for you all on Monday. I'm going to try and get as much information about what comes out of that as possible. But here's the deal. JD's going to this. He's going to be the featured speaker, I guess, the closeout on Sunday. Usha, how's that going to go? Right? We know how it went. Excuse me. We know, getting all choked up. We know how it went the last time. The world. The world is watching. Spirit. Is this going to wind up harming JD Vance even more? Because clearly we can't expect Erika to come out Knight of Pentacles. Keep your eyes open. Because there ain't gonna be no grabbing Erika grabbing JD by the back of his head again. Like, it's not gonna be that obvious. But Usha, everybody's gonna have their eyes on Usha and JD during this event. Is Usha going to be featured or seen? Seven of Swords, deception. What is Usha's take on JD moving forward in his connection with Erika and Turning Point? How's she feeling about that? Judgment. Ooh. Ruled by Pluto. Awareness. Aha. I see. I understand. Is JD... What is JD saying to Usha around Erika and his involvement with Turning Point? Is he smoothing things over? The Hangman. It ain't what it looks like. That's his position to Usha. It ain't what it looks like. And I need you to keep the long range goal in mind, which is me ascending to the top office, and you signed on for this. It's becoming exactly 4 of Cups, not happy. Again, for entertainment purposes only. I'm only getting from the guidance that I get from the cards, but we know that's not a happy situation. But some form of a blow up coming out of this. I think it's going to be with that 7 of Swords. It's going to be more about us knowing what we know. And ultimately, is JD going to get? Is he going to benefit from this? Is the Turning Point crowd, and they are numerous still? Are they gonna side with Erika and get behind JD Vance? Because that's what he wants. 10 of Swords. They don't like him. JD is not Charlie. They don't like him. And the Ace of Pentacles, Spirit is confirming. No, this is and keep in mind with that other cast of characters that is supposed to be featured on Sunday, Don Jr., God only knows what's going to come out of his mouth. And Tom Homan, who's never been, particularly have any kind of finesse in a public forum. This is not the tone of what they are speaking, because they don't really have, what I'm getting from Spirit, you all, they don't really have that Christian authenticity that many felt that Charlie had. And I'm also, the Ace of Pentacles coming as that rabbit, and the Empress. That's Erika. They want to support her. They really do. She still is well liked, and they want to support her. Queen of Swords. Ace of Swords, right. They want to support Erika, but her throwing her weight or the support of the organization Turning Point behind JD, and then the people that JD is mustering up to follow, to be featured with him, not going to happen. And I'm going to tell you something else that Spirit just reminded me. Remember, we did hear some whispers in, here and there around JD and Don Jr., that JD would try and bring Don Jr. in. Sleepy D has also made a couple of little, waffling comments here and there around JD's potential ascension behind him. Gosh, talk about choices, right? And paying attention to your choices. So anyway, that's what I got for today, you all. Thank you so much for being with me. And please, again, I love when you hype. That helps the videos get out, and improve the YouTube algorithm, trying to grow the channel. Wishing you all the best as we close in on the rest of this month and the holidays. I've got a really busy schedule, so I doubt that I'm going to get my new moon in Sag reading up today, but I will get it up by the solstice on Sunday, the 21st. All right. Three-Eye Atlas, do your thing, do your thing. Today is the day that the 19th is closest to the Earth's atmosphere. A lot of these shifts going on. We're here for it. Keep your stuff chilling in the fridge, you all, because something, don't know when, but something. All right. Keep your chins up and your shoulders back and love hard. Love hard. Right. No matter what. All right. I'll talk to you very, very soon. I appreciate you. Be good out there. Bye.